Holy crap, guys, is it that time of the week again? Welcome to episode 7 of Terra Talks. This week we have a show chock full of awesome game announcements and releases for you guys, as well as news about the new Nvidia console, which is going to be a handheld, and a Terra's topic about handhelds as well. So let's just jump right into it. But first, I'd like to take a second to shout out to Drathlin, the YouTube user who suggested I wear my Horde shirt this week. I'm not 100% sure how he knew I had a Horde shirt, probably because I said I was a WoW fangirl, but oh well, either way, great call. Thanks! And without further lengthy hiatus, let's jump into the actual show. Next month, Nvidia will release its own brand new console in Canada and the United States. The Nvidia Shield will be available for $300 with no plans yet for a release in Europe. It's actually priced so high because Nvidia isn't really looking to make a lot of money off of this console, but rather just show off the possibilities of their new tech. The portable hosts a Tegra 4 processor and features a 720p HD ready screen, which is pretty impressive for a console of its size. The device allows you to stream Steam games from your PC as long as it has a GeForce GTX graphics card. Oh, and it also plays Android games. Of course you can play games like Angry Birds, but Double Fine is making a costume quest and the new Broken Age adventure game for the Shield. I personally run an Nvidia graphics card on my rig, and now I know why I can never get the latest drivers working without issues. They've put all their effort into the Shield. It better actually be worth it. Last week we told you that Electronic Arts has the license and right to make Star Wars games. This week we have news that game studio DICE is opening an office in LA. Let's go ahead and refer to the Los Angeles studio as DICE LA. So it turns out DICE LA is working on the first Star Wars game already. Some guys who were working on Medal of Honor are now embracing the dark side of the Force. Try they must. More developers they must find. Derp. Breaking news! The PS4 is not going to be as big of a financial risk as the PS3 used to be. This time, Sony is outsourcing hardware from third parties, while last time they built the extremely expensive cell processor all on their own. For the new PlayStation, they're working with AMD, for example, the developers of the Jaguar 86 processor. As we've stated before on the show, this would mean that developing a new game for the PS4 will be pretty much the same as developing a game for PC. Easy crossovers much? Okay, so all you need to do now, Sony, is tell us exactly when it's going to come out and tell us how much it's going to be. Okay, Sony, just shut up, just take my money, all of it. It's yours. Check your watches because it is new game announcement time! Woo!
If you could have any superpower, would you use that power for good? Or would you use that power for evil?
Warner Brothers is publishing Scribblenauts Unlimited, a DC Comics adventure. Think about the same Scribblenauts puzzle game you already know, and then add in the Justice League, Batman, and Superman. Pretty badass, right? But that is definitely not all. There are 2,000 characters in this game, including 33 versions of Batman and 130 versions of the Green Lantern. What the fuck? Scribblenauts Unlimited, a DC Comics adventure, or we can just call it Scribble Batman, will be released on Wii U, 3DS, and the PC. Sony has finally announced Gran Turismo 6. It'll be released at the end of the year on the PS3. This game will have all the awesome stuff that you know from the 5th GT, as well as more tracks and cars. Apparently this time around the game will have 2,000 cars. It is a little bit odd that they haven't mentioned whether or not this is going to be a PS4 title as well. I mean, it's such a long-awaited big release, we'd expect to see it primarily for the next gen, but the possibility of it coming out on the PS4 has not been ruled out either.
Objection!
Phoenix Wright is back. The lawyer will try to solve new cases in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. The puzzle adventure game will be released this fall on the Nintendo 3DS. Unfortunately though, you can only get it as a download on the Nintendo eShop. I am really excited about this next one, guys, because I love platformers and I love games that are reminiscent of my favorite old retro games. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures is a platform adventure game in which the 80s icon has to save the world from a ghost invasion. The game will be made for multiple consoles and is based on a cartoon series that will be available later this year on Disney XD. Okay guys, I have a weird pro tip for you. If you stick your fingers in your ears and swish them back and forth, it sounds exactly like retro Pac-Man. Waka 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 waka. The Japanese branch of Sony has announced Panopticon. This new anime game looks awesome, but at the moment we don't really know very much about it. It might be a PS3 title, but a PS4 release would not be unlikely either. We're kind of in that awkward stage where new games are being announced as plans for new generation consoles are as well. We should see more clarity in which titles will hit next generation consoles soon, but in the meantime, check out the trailer for this game. It looks awesome. Let's take a look at the sexy new releases that are coming out this week. If you're a PC gamer, specifically if you're from Germany, you'd like to know that Ubisoft started a public beta for Anno Online. The beta's live, so head on over to their official website and start building your town and conquering the world now. On a totally unrelated note, ich liebe dich, deutsche Männer.
What? Why am I shooting some fish in a barrel?
Maybe you guys have played Resident Evil Revelations already on the Nintendo 3DS. In this case, you might not be that interested, but Capcom has ported the horror game to the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC, and Wii U. The new version of Resident Evil Revelations has some new multiplayer characters and an extremely difficult Inferno mode, but still no co-op mode. Resident Evil Revelations will be ported in May 21st in the US and May 24th in Europe. I fondly remember the first time a Resident Evil game scared the crap out of me. It was Resident Evil 2, and you start in this like really fiery, terrible cafe like city setting, and then like zombies and blah and Umbrella Corporation and terribleness, and I'll just never forget it. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D is a remake of the Wii version. On the Nintendo 3DS, it's actually a little bit easier, but you can opt to play on the regular mode as well. Other good news is that the game does support local wireless co-op. The downside is you do need 2 game cards to play co-op mode. Should I have told you the bad news first? And don't forget, this remake is out on the 24th. This week, Activision will release a game based on the new Fast and Furious movie. Fast and Furious Showdown is available on the 24th for multiple consoles, but don't expect too much greatness from this title. That's it for this week's game releases and news. Check back each week to make sure you stay up to date with what's going on in the gaming world. Now let's talk about Tara's topic. This week I thought it would be appropriate to do a little Tara's topic on handheld gaming. While gaming on the go with a handheld console, how important do you feel graphics are? Do you guys feel there's a distinct difference between what you look for in mobile gaming and what you want in your console or PC at home? When I'm at home, I prefer deep interactive storylines like you can find in JRPGs and really good gameplay as well. But when I'm out with my 3DS, I'm more just looking for a cute and fun game to pass the time, preferably one that reminds me of one of my favorite franchises. This is probably why I have an intense love-hate relationship with handhelds coming out with things like Final Fantasy games. On one hand, those are the games I like best on my PSP or Vita, but on the other side of the coin, I feel really bad when I don't finish a handheld game, and then I feel like I'm missing out a lot on my favorite stories. Or is this just me? On a similar note, I'm a little bit less of an avid app player than I am a portable console gamer, even with awesome games like Infinity Blade for the iPhone. Something about gaming on my phone just can't keep me as interested as a Patapon or a Lemmings on a Sony handheld. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments relating to content and graphics on handheld devices, and what your preferences are when gaming on the go. Does anyone else but me regret missing the Assassin's Creed mobile game too? That wraps up this week's Tara Talks. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check back every Tuesday for gaming news and every Thursday for Starcraft tactics. Also, before you go, don't forget that later today Microsoft will be revealing the next Xbox, so check back for more and more news. We'll be posting it as fast as we can. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald.
If I can catch all of these fishes and then put them in a barrel, I already have the fish before I put in a barrel. I do not need to shoot them. They are already here in my bag, in my big bag of plastic. I have them right here. I don't need to make a pouring of the fish into a barrel.